person has a workout partner if it's one-on-one. Like you can't have one-on-one workout partners with the opposite sex. And different things. And not saying that any of these parameters are right or wrong, but you probably want to be clear about what your parameters are and communicate them with your partner before you guys choose to go in and get married and have kids and to have and to hold forever and she's mine and I'm hers and, you know, like it's all that stuff.
Right, I mean it goes straight back to the same word has a different meaning.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and there's also a perception that if you're in a monogamous relationship or if you love someone, that's the only one you can really love on that level. Like you couldn't possibly love anybody else. And we all know that's not the case. Like you can I love Eula, I love my mom, I love my daughter, I love my son, I love skateboarding, I love graffiti art, I love homeless people that I see on the street that I feel for. I love people that I see triumph. I love my mentors. I love my elders. Like we can love all of these things and it's all the same love and it flows through. And the more love we have and generate, the better we feel about ourselves, the better we can produce in our lives and love. So
well, that's your opinion. I come from a totally different world where this is not how you say, or it's not how you feel. I actually had a discussion about that with someone from my part of the world who listened and to the first podcast. That was very exciting that I actually got to talk to someone other than my first ex-boyfriend who said, that's interesting. But the opinion was that, hey, listen, we come from and you know, I grew up in the Soviet Union, everything was limited. Somehow the concept of love fell into this whole limited resources category. So what you're saying, you know, the more love, you can love everybody and that just generates more love, that was totally not how it came to me. It's a limited resource. You only spend it on someone who is really close to who you're really close to and who you are building a family with. That's it. You don't even say the word love, rarely, only on very, very, very intimate occasions, and that's to be protected. So when you know, I mean, you come from this side of the more love you give, the more you receive, the more you generate. I totally come from a different side, and that's the hard concept that still sometimes does not make sense to me.
Right, but that's what we're saying is this is the assumption that you can only do one. And as we're talking right here, just in our marriage right now, we have two different places and definitions of what love can be.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to think that she really learns and understands that the more love she has, the more she can actually generate. But just to antagonize me, she's a butt nugget sometimes. She's just doing that. But it's true that people, you know, different people share love different ways. And that's why the vows and the communication on how we share love should be clearly communicated, right? Because maybe the open love of loving mom, dad, kid, child, reggae, and hip hop is.
Can we play our vows?
Huh?
Can we play our vows?
We'll play our vows moving forward, but we're not playing vows right now, unfortunately. But we will play the vows. We wrote our vows, wrote our own vows. But it's, you know, clearly identify within self what these definitions of love and monogamy in words mean. So that way you're able to clearly define them to the person that you're trying to monogamize with. Because it's very well likely that we both could say we want to be in a monogamous committed relationship, but the definition of commitment is very different. And there's definitely no emergency plans. Like what happens if you're no longer as sexually interested as I am? Or vice versa. You know, what happens if you're emotionally unavailable?
Yeah.
You know, what happens if when I met you, you were very driven sexually and athletically, and now you're not? And now you know, what if we're not sexually attracted to each other anymore, but we love each other and love our family? What do we do? Is someone allowed to go out and seek sexual energy or not, and why? Because it's changed. So a lot of things to think about here. But what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go into a little song break, gather our marbles. Then we're gonna read some emails from some of the people who've contributed. So this is the Black Russian Podcast. You can find us on SoundCloud, Podomatic, and now officially iTunes. So we are making moves. And yeah, so go ahead and take a breather, go pee-pee. Think about monogamy. Like, what are your parameters? Is hugging okay? What about cuddling?
Hey, I couldn't hug, remember? I was not a hugger.
Yeah, but it wasn't because I told you not to hug.
You told me to hug.
She's so stoned. She's like fighting shit that ain't even here. Like, hey, I couldn't even hug. Waiting for me. Yeah, you're right. It's okay though. Still couldn't hug. But the stoned episode. Okay, no packs for Yola within 2 hours before. Yeah, that's what she said. But no, think about this. Close your eyes. This is our close your eyes section of the day. Close your eyes. Think about monogamy. Think about that monogamy. What does it mean to you? What breaches monogamy? Sex? That's too far, right? Yeah. What about kissing? What about Eskimo kissing? What about cuddling? Like, what if someone's sad? Are you allowed to cuddle with them? Netflix and chill? Eye contact longer than 15 seconds. Think about that. Because everybody probably has different parameters on what that is. You probably want to know before you claim her as your own and she claims you and you change your relationship status. The Black Russian Podcast. Chill. Okay.
I am not that stoned.
I know, but it makes a good radio. You are responding to certain things that I'm not saying. Like, I'm saying, like, some people aren't even allowed to hug. I couldn't hug. Relevant, Your Honor. What? For what? I'm talking about, I'll be like, we're talking about